Genesis, chapter 1, verse 1. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth.
A lot of people will say to you, prove to me that God exists. All I can do is look at the evidence, and then after examining all of the evidence, pro and con, come up with the most plausible, logical, and scientific thing to believe. Another thing I want to address with you is the concept of science versus faith. Many people will say that a belief in God is not scientific, but that it's merely a matter of faith. One of the things we're going to establish is that a belief in God is, in fact, scientific. Not that there's anything wrong with believing in God by faith, but what I want you to see is that a belief in God is actually backed up by science. Everything you see in the entire universe, it had to come from somewhere. Science says you can't go from nothing to something. So when a 5-year-old says, where did all the stuff come from? What that 5-year-old is really asking in scientific terms is, how do we have a violation of the first law of thermodynamics by the creation of matter and energy in the closed system of the universe? So the first law of thermodynamics does not allow anything to be created from nothingness. This is an important thing to understand, folks, because when someone says to you that there is no God, they have to try to explain to you how we went from nothing to something. Now, one of the most common arguments that I've heard, and I know you've all heard this before regarding the Big Bang Theory, is that we started out 15 billion years ago with a tiny little dot in the universe. And that tiny little dot exploded into everything that we see today.